My mother was a devil for names, and I'm blessed here to have two men of the council. Seamus Crossey is with me here, and Martin Patterson is with me here, who in a sense grew up at the knees of council because your dad was is the great independent councillor of all time. Is he going to resign now and retire? Is he?
I suppose Ronnie hasn't decided yet. He hasn't even told me, so he might even know himself.
But your dad would always want to be helping people anyway. It's the nature of him, you know. Yeah. Seamus, you were with me a couple of weeks ago, weren't you?
Yeah, you were tired listening to me.
No, I knew you enjoyed the experience so much that you would be back again in the twinkling of an eye altogether. And we're close. We're going to talk to you boys. I want to check out the marina with you, Warren Point Marina, and see where we are there. And the park, things that are happening, and then the public realm scheme. How the consultation finished?
Just closed there on Friday, Rowan, so we now consider all the views have come in as a steering group. As I said previously when I was on, it's the council, the statutory bodies, the Warren Point Chamber of Commerce, sit down, review all the comments before they make any changes to the final plan that then goes into planning.
And is it a serious review process, or do you is it lip service and ditch them in the waste paper basket?
No, as I said before, there's things come forward we wouldn't be aware of.
Really?
From local people,
so
local traders. There's genuine comments that you mightn't have thought of, and now's the chance for us to review them and make any changes before putting into planning.
Yeah. And that the timeline now is what? Another couple of months, and you'll be doing it?
Well, no. What I said was last time was that it's really mid-February before we'll find out in terms of the funding package, and the funding package will either be for the 14-15 year or the 15-16 year. So either way, we got to get.
That's the 2016. That I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
So basically, we still got to get the planning right before it goes in. Either way, when the scheme's going to happen this year
because
or next.
They would nobble you if they felt the planning was wrong for any reason.
Yeah, well, it's important to get it right now in terms of there's no second chances basically.
No,
you can't change it. So.
And have the people of Warren Point been enthusiastic with what they've been seeing?
It's too early to comment, and probably if I was talking to you another week I could tell you in that it only closed on Friday. We're only taking stock really today of the views that have come in. So I just don't know at this stage. It's too early to say how many views have come in, what are they like, what do they think, good, bad or indifferent. And I suppose that's what this week's about, trying to review.
But you have a good warm feeling about the public realm scheme. You know it's necessary, you know it's going to work.
Yeah, the thing with public realm, I suppose, what I said the last day, everyone sees it and obviously is aware of it happening. In terms of, it would do certain things, it can't do everything. It can't improve all the ills of Warren Point from a traffic management point of view. But as I said before, Church Street hasn't got a pound spent on it since 1990.
It's time to do it.
So it's 23 years overdue. So it'll make a big difference.
It's time to do it. It's time to do it indeed. Martin, we're beyond, and we'll be talking to a couple of lads shortly about the bridge debacle, and there's the veiled suggestion that Simon Hamilton has had a road to Damascus experience, a Pauline experience. There he is saying, "Oh, I support it now. The bridge is a wonderful idea." Where was he last blinking November when he was needed? I rather think his views now aren't worth a bucket of spoiled votes, because maybe that's what he's after. Anyway, you can't comment on that. Jim Boylan will, I know, because he's not a councillor. But you're now necessarily looking at other projects, and one of the other projects, you've got funding for the park, and that's going to be great. You have a lot of money for the park. What is it?
I suppose what I need to clarify, Rowan, in the first instance, it's a two-phase process. We'd applied for £1.8 million sterling for the Warren Point Park refurbishment and development, and that would also be a management plan and a marketing plan and an events plan all built into that, not just refurbishment. There's around 800,000 for the capital development. But we had to apply first of all for the development phase, which is basically £100,000, £20,000 from Newry and Mourne District Council and £80,000 from the Heritage Lottery Fund. More or less to do up professional drawings, concept drawings, employ a development officer to lead on that process, and that'll probably take in the region of around 18 months, because what we will have to do is go through fairly hefty consultation processes, because there's a working group set up for Warren Point Park with their ideas. But at the end of the day, like Seamus's project with the public realm, you have to go out and consult with everybody.
But it would be very hard to get Warren Point Park wrong. It's such a lovely space.
Well, basically, it's really a refurbishment and bringing it back to the old Edwardian days of what it was 100 years ago. That it'll be upgrading of lights, upgrading the bandstand, but also putting in a brand new play park and event space within that. But around that whole process, Rowan, is most important is that there's an educational theme there and a marketing plan that we can fund major events in the park as well and bring it back into the public domain more so than it is now.
Before. And what about the marina then? Are we on a go situation there?
Well, I suppose the main thing, the council were heavily involved with a major application to Interreg going through the same process as Narrowwater Bridge.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had two major projects chasing small amounts of money, relatively speaking.
Yeah. I must say I had the joy of seeing, not the joy of seeing the individual squirming because it wasn't his responsibility, but I had a representative of Dundalk Chamber on with me a couple of weeks ago in the programme, and he, you know, I got the chance to say, how did you get it so badly wrong in relation to the bridge? We had that conversation, and he acknowledged, oh my God, it was an embarrassment that the council in Louth had made such a dreadful calculation mistake, and it was not good. But you can't, I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, other than to tell you of my joy at confronting Louth, which I dreamed about all the time. So the bridge will be, or the marina, what must you do to get the money for the marina?
I suppose the main thing now is that what we do have in place is planning permission and a full environmental impact assessment and statement.
Yeah.
So that will remain on the books now.
And that's
for a number
all
of
thumbs
years.
up.
So that's thumbs up. That's certainly a lot further down the road than we were 2 years ago. So what we do have to do now, the steering committee on the project have already met to seek a way forward and to start looking for additional fundings now. And I suppose the good positive thing for us is that all the new European programme of funding will be coming online in the next 1 to 2
Sounds
years.
good.
So it's a major project for our council.
And you see, you have a template for success already, because I think of one council-operated marina. I think of Carrickfergus, huge success, goes very well, very popular in the boating community. So there is provenance there for your council to have a community municipal marina, and possibly not with the exorbitant charges that one might expect to pay down in Howth or somewhere like that.
I suppose, Rowan, it's important to know, I mean, Newry and Mourne District Council's philosophy has always been working in partnership with the other bodies and with the public. And I suppose Warren Point Harbour Authority need to be commended as well for their push and their drive for the project moving forward, and certainly they have the experience there to assist the council in that process as well.
And congratulations to the said Warren Point Harbour Authority. Record-breaking figures last year, aren't they doing? Seamus, that's good, isn't it? In these days, we're now exporting building materials to the southeast of England. Huge. Great.
Yeah, no, I heard on, I think it was BBC Radio Ulster, Warren Point Harbour was on it there about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
As you say, those figures were being
Huge
talked
figures.
about, so it's very impressive. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of
they
work's
are.
gone in
They
over
are
this
doing
last
well. Yeah.
5-8 years.
So you guys, will the move to the super council affect you guys? Or will you all be paid off, or will you all grow? Will your salaries, will it be a burgeoning situation, or will you have to go and live in the kingdom of Lake Cal or down there outside Downpatrick? Do you expect it to change your lives a great deal?
I suppose my point, I think it's great. I'm always up for change. I'm always looking to do different things, and it drives you forward to change, but certainly will be different for us in a number of years. Certainly the top level management through chief executive and directors is being sorted out now.
Yeah.
Certainly our level of management, it'll not be sorted out till the short future.
Yeah.
But certainly coming in with Down, I see it as a good move, and it'll push us and drive us more in terms of achieving, you know, the likes of the projects that we're talking about this morning.
Absolutely. And we'll be hearing momentarily from Jim Boylan and Mark Kelly about the sadness of the bridge loss. And I don't know, I just don't trust that. I can't think of a tourism minister, Arlene Foster, who in the whole year before the bridge decision didn't have one meeting about the bridge. It's a disgrace. Arlene Foster, resign and resign now. You're not worthy of the name tourism minister in Northern Ireland. You let people down. And Simon, it's not good enough for you saying that. You would be supporting it, but. No, we've had enough buts from you, so either get the act together now or just forget about it and go somewhere else. I think that's the way to do it. So lads, thank you. That's my rant. I'm sorry for exposing you to my rant.
If I could mention one more, Rowan, just because it's a positive running right through the southeast coast line there, that you know, you had Mark Cummins and Ian Cummins on this morning about the mountain bike trails, but Warren Point Baths is also in the ownership of Newry Mourne District Council, and East Coast Adventure are the sitting tenants there. And I suppose in another 3 or 4 years, the baths, in terms of a structure, won't be there because it's deteriorating.
Oh, of course, it'll be washed away by the sea.
There has been a working group for the last 12 months working up draft proposals, and we have professional costs and professional architects' drawings done now.
What'll it become? Will it be baths again?
Well, again, we're going to look for funding and a planning application on draft plans now. We're going to meet first week in February to move that forward, but that will have to go out to full consultation because the community...
But what's the idea? Is there going to be water rather than concrete in it?
At the moment, the draft proposals are to have an event space and a coffee dock and to have maybe facilities
but not a swimming pool.
But not a swimming pool. It's not economically wise, the swimming
pool
scenario.
There's a different requirement nowadays. I remember the days when you could go in and buy a hot seawater bath or a seaweed bath. You could do that, for goodness sake.
Well, I suppose, Ron, the most important thing is the committee are wanting to be in keeping with that, and if there is a business maybe going into it, it would be the likes of a seaweed bath or training facilities for the likes of East Coast Adventure and that type of activity.
It's lovely to have a seaweed bath. I did a nationwide programme down in Newcastle with the folk there. Very joyful experience, trundling around in a bath of seaweed. I can tell you the possibilities. Look at him laughing. He's shaking his head. That's D. Rafferty. D. Rafferty is there. They're driving the desk with Sean today. They're good people. Thank you for coming. I look forward to all the things you guys are telling us about. Seamus, thanks, God love you. Go well. Take care.
Thank you.
Music maestro, por favor.
That's used at home.